Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. And today we're going to be talking about Donkey Kong Bananza. Now, a lot of you are definitely, well, I think most of us are familiar with Donkey Kong and his friends and the adventures they go through. But if you don't know who Donkey Kong is, well... Now, the Donkey Kong game series are mostly 2D side-scroller games, while some are 3D, just like Donkey Kong 64 and most importantly Donkey Kong Bananza. The Donkey Kong game series was created by Rare Entertainment and published by Nintendo. He first appeared in one of the most iconic arcade games in 1981, and the rest is history. With our Donkey Kong being the grandson of the original Donkey Kong from 1981, we go on adventures with him and his young buddy Diddy Kong. Our heroes go on these adventures to get back their bananas from many antagonists, such as the Tiki Yak tribe, but this is where Donkey Kong Bananza differs. Donkey Kong Bananza is a brand new wonderful game with amazing video game visuals and a fresh story that will have you buckled up for the ride. Now, if Donkey Kong is your favorite character and if you enjoy his games, you'll definitely love the game the way I do. So the thing I like what this game did was that it gave the Super Mario Odyssey vibe to it, and it got me and other DK fans excited for this open world adventure that DK would be going through with a young Pauline. Now, I'm not sure about the timeline for the game, but we'll figure it out soon.
Okay.
Let's talk about the overall story. At first, I thought this may have been a prequel to a very young Cranky Kong game that stars him and a young Pauline, but that's not the case because he's in the game. Throughout the game, Cranky mentions about some rival he had involving someone in overalls. So we know this is the story about our Donkey Kong and young Pauline, not a descendant or a daughter, just the real Pauline but younger. Now, in the story, there is a gold rush in Ingot Island. When I say gold, I'm talking about bananas. So DK and the Kong family make their way over there to look for some bananas. But suddenly an evil mining organization that is led by the president Void Monkey drives the entire island to go underground and goes on their way to the core of the planet. After the destruction, Donkey Kong finds a strange talking rock who feared him until he starts whistling to comfort the rock. They would bond over the love for music, which leads this rock to join us on our adventure. Throughout the game, the rock helps us destroy things we are not able to destroy. That is until we meet an ancient giant Kong that needed our help to recover the missing music disc pieces. As we finish the task, the rock would hatch and reveal a younger Pauline, where she would start singing to lend a powerful strength towards DK. After this, Pauline asked how she could go back home. In order to do that, she would have to go 1,400 layers down to the planet core, where they can find the banana wishing root. But suddenly they run into Void Kong, who wants Pauline for some reason to come with him. As Pauline refuses, they start fighting Void's minions throughout their journey. But DK and Pauline would go on fun adventures while making their way to the planet core, such as collecting bananas, taking naps, and even racing on rhinos, with an amazing cameo of Dixie and Diddy Kong. I'm not even joking with you, it was so unexpected. I got very excited for that moment. The two would also run into other ancient tribe leaders who would have the same problem as the first one. Broken music discs, where we would also discover DK's other drumming powers. Music plays a very important role to the story, and I'll explain in a moment. Eventually, they do separate. Both DK and Pauline would separate in the game, but they would reunite and fight off the evil that stands your way. Oh no, not him. I'm talking about him. King K. Rool had one of the most exciting comebacks, and he was very challenging, I'm gonna be honest with you, as he almost took over New Donk City. But with DK's drumming, strength powers, and Pauline's power of singing, King K. Rool was finally defeated. And I'm gonna be honest, you have no idea how long this took me. The damage was reversed, and Pauline wanted DK to stay with her in New Donk City, but as she was finally able to sing in front of people and was not scared. But she noticed that DK wanted to choose his own path and follow his own dream. So Pauline let her live the wish that DK wanted so badly, which was eating a lot of bananas. And they live happily ever after. That is until Pauline came back.
Okay!
It's obvious that our two characters play a very significant role in the game, but I also felt that we have to recognize how amazing they did with the music playing an important role towards the story. Notice how some layers feel so gloomy because of the missing disc pieces? One example is the jailbreaking part of the game. When DK restores music, everyone goes from being gloomy to having an upbeat, happy energy. Music can be made from anything, such as Donkey Kong whistling that help comfort a scared Pauline, who she helps us, the player, find which area to go by humming the sound that will lead us to the direction of our goal. Through the beginning of our adventure, Pauline was too scared to sing in front of others, and now she no longer is. Her singing is what motivates DK to transform into his Bananza forms. Bananza forms. It's just like how a person would give it their all at the gym when they're working out with their favorite music, which is why I loved how the game tells us the importance and impact that music can have on not just the game, but literally in general.
Okay!
I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to rip it out of its case, and I don't really have the right knife to carefully cut it with to open this amiibo, so I'm gonna just show what we're given. So what we're given is just a new outfit. Yeah. Honestly, I should have seen that coming.
Okay!
King K. Rool, an iconic video game villain who is now presented as one of the best comebacks in video game history. Now, King K. Rool is one of Rare's creative, well-developed villains. Back in the early 90s, Nintendo trusted Rare to develop the world and adventure of Donkey Kong and his friends. When it came to making a villain for DK and his friends, Rare wanted to be unique about the task. They wanted a rival that isn't easily compared to other iconic villains. Rare made him evil, not for all the seriousness of a sad backstory, but because he desires for conquest. He enjoys doing what he does, which is how we are able to see what type of villain he is through his funny personality that really makes him unpredictable. I mean, let's be honest, he gave us two endings for Donkey Kong Bananza. Like, two endings. Like, damn, I don't think Mario Odyssey had that. King K. Rool was gone for like a long period of time because the company wanted to focus on making other villains for DK rather than using the same villain repeatedly. I mean, the last time we saw him in a Donkey Kong game was DK64. I think it's awesome to think that throughout in-game story, King K. Rool was gone for a long period of time because him and his Kremlin crew were on a quest for the Banandium root. Hope I pronounced that correctly. And in the middle of searching, they were stuck with no escape. Like, literally, they were just stuck there probably for like a while. Until DK and Void's conflict got in the way. Let's be honest, this in-story explanation makes more sense, and something that King K. Rool would actually do. It's even funny how the game hinted some small detail about King K. Rool's presence actually happening, which had fans going crazy and making theories before the game was out. But the strategy that the company pulled was very smart. DK having many different villains helps fans to choose an antagonist they like and get excited with a returning star of the show, especially his #1 rival. That is what Rare was trying to do, and it worked. Everyone was going crazy when King K. Rool was back. Like, I mean, look at the reactions.
The hell? No, you're lying! Say you swear! Say you... Oh my god! He's Rare, look at him!
Like, I'm not even joking, that's crazy. I mean, look at my reaction. Dude, are you serious? Oh my goodness, man, please tell me I don't have to, oh my, please tell me I don't have to battle him again. Please tell me I don't have to battle him again. No! No! There's no way, dude. Hold up. I did not just see that, right? No! No! No way! Oh my god! No! What? What? Now this happens because it's a villain that we don't see heading on with the protagonist. Just imagine how crazy it would be if Mario had a ton of different villains. Well, he has some villains, but let's say like he hasn't used Bowser for a while. Let's say it's been like years, and like Bowser just like let's say like it's been a while and Bowser makes his big return in Mario Odyssey, like a secret return or something, or like another 3D game. I'm not even joking. If people saw that, people would lose their I would lose my But seeing King K. Rool again was definitely something we needed, especially for what Nintendo's doing and stuff like that. But this was definitely good for players who don't really know King K. Rool, and for those who do know King K. Rool. For those who don't know, they're able to see how King K. Rool is such a funny and great villain, and the stuff he would do to win and complete his conquest in the game.
Okay.
Throughout the game, fans wonder, why is Pauline young? How come DK didn't recognize her, and what makes it so important? Now, my first theory for this is that Void must have caused something big that affected both time and space. Maybe to find a way to kidnap Pauline, but instead got a younger version of her. Or maybe it wasn't Void, maybe it could have been something that Bowser have caused during the events of Mario Time Machine. Bowser was stealing artifacts from different time periods, which may have caused alternate timelines, but apparently this game might not be canon. But Yoshi's new island is, and Bowser has time traveled to the past in order to defeat a younger version of Mario and Luigi. Bowser could have caused a disturbance in time and space multiple times that it eventually caused a young Pauline to time slip into the future. This may sound confusing, so an example I'll give is the Loki series. In the show, Loki time slips into alternate timelines, and he also time slips into the past. When Mobius introduces Loki to Obi, Loki time slips into the past of the TVA, where he had met Obi before even meeting Obi currently.
It's impossible to time slip in the Mario world.
May I call you?
DK. There was one time, a long time ago, he came to me complaining about time slipping. How did I not remember that?
Wait, is he talking to you in the past and you're just now remembering it?
What I'm trying to prove here is that maybe all the events of Mario vs. Donkey Kong has already happened before Donkey Kong Bananza. And since a younger version of Pauline has time slipped into the future, it created a new memory for adult Pauline and what she did to become a great singer. Or maybe DK and the rest of the Kongs somehow time slipped into the underground layers of the past without even knowing. But then again, that would not make any sense. But if Donkey Kong Bananza happened before Mario vs. Donkey Kong, then we can assume that DK in the original timeline didn't have a younger Pauline and had to go against the villains himself before the change in time happened. So let me say this, or let's make it more simpler. The actions that Bowser caused in order to defeat a younger Mario and Luigi caused a major disturbance in time and space because of his time traveling throughout the game. This caused a younger Pauline to somehow time slip into the future, DK Bananza, where a new memory would be created into the present Pauline's memory. This game shows us how Pauline began to start singing and get over her fear in order to become who she is in the present day, which is basically a lost hidden memory that she may have had. She doesn't remember anything until Bowser disturbs the timeline. When we go back into the surface, Pauline time slipping presence was so powerful they were able to go back into the past of New Donk City. I mean, that's what I think. A new memory that was never even made until it already happened. So after the events of DK Bananza, the adult Pauline starts remembering. Another theory is, in Donkey Kong 1981, the arcade game, Jumpman and Lady are actually the grandparents of Pauline, since Cranky does not say Mario's name and Pauline mentions her grandma a lot throughout the game. This would make sense because of how Pauline is the granddaughter of Lady and Donkey Kong is the grandson of the original Donkey Kong, Cranky Kong. That would make a whole ton of sense too.
Okay. Hello, random fan that has played Donkey Kong Bananza. are you already finished with the game?
Yeah, it was so amazing. I had no idea that K. Rool was the main villain, especially how amazing the layers and new characters were.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Would you like more content?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That's great, because we are now releasing the Donkey Kong Bananza DLC. This new edition will allow you to revisit the home DK came from, with missions and more nostalgia.
That's awesome. I can't wait to play. I'm going to visit it right now.
That's great. $20.
What?
Now, I'm going to be honest, DK Island looks amazing, and I love how it brings out some references and characters that are also from this island. But the problem is that we are missing other characters, such as Funky Kong, and as much as how amazing the nostalgia in this DLC is, it kind of feels like buying an empty Minecraft world pack with nobody in the server. In this DLC, we can collect many statues and have plenty of gold collecting areas if you ever run out of gold. There is also Emerald Rush, which is basically collecting a lot of emeralds for Void's company, and each level will require to collect more and more emeralds, to the point where it may get challenging for others. Now, I don't think this DLC is the worst thing out there. Honestly, it's pretty good. It's not amazing, but it does do what it should, which is creating new challenges for the players. The only thing I wish came out of this DLC was like maybe a secret villain who is remaining around DK Island to mess around with DK and his family. Maybe a side adventure with Funky Kong, or even a Yoshi cameo. It's funny how Peach's Castle in Mario Odyssey and the Luigi minigames weren't a DLC pack, but Donkey Kong is. I felt like this DLC should have been at least $8 or $10. If you enjoy challenges like collecting things to the max and feeling the nostalgia of this map, then maybe this DLC is for you. But if you care about the DLC having another post-game adventure, Easter eggs, and more cameos, then I wouldn't recommend getting it. Other than that, I'm happy with it, and I'm glad that I get to play more DK content. And this will conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching. I was trying to get the camera to record me, and like I was trying to have more clips of me talking with the camera showing me and the Donkey Kong merch behind me and stuff like that, but the memory was getting I'm literally recording with my phone, and the memory was always getting full. I was only able to record like the beginning and like the amiibo part of the video. I'm gonna make sure to get a camera so that I'm able to do what I want to do when making game reviews or just talking about stuff. But anyways, I just want to thank you guys again for the support I've been getting. I'm happy that you guys are enjoying the videos. I just want to let you know that the next video, or the next game review video we're going to do, is on Pokemon ZA. I'm really excited in that one. The DLC is a pain in the butt to hear about, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you in the next one.